How to solve lost update problem in SQL Server. Hi, I'm M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. What are we going to learn in this video? We are going to understand how we can solve the lost update problem in SQL Server. So at the end of this video, you could able to understand the problem of how we have to update the lost issues in a SQL query. So watch till the end. So for this, let me explain you with a simple example. Let's consider I have three columns called as product ID and have product name, and I have something called as the stock of the product. Okay, so let us consider we have product ID 1 and we have the product name such as TV, and we have some 20 stocks. Okay, and we have some 20 stocks of those TV. Now if there are few transactions happening on the same product, so let us consider if we are having the same transaction on the same product. For example, so in the transaction 1 we have got one customer who is ready to buy this TV, and for the transaction 1 when we have 20 products and that particular person has purchased one product, then in stock how many we have left? We have left with 19. Am I right? We have left with 19. So in the same time, when the another person is doing the transaction for the same product TV, and when we had 20 products and this guy is purchasing two products, then how many we have in balance? We have 18. Am I right? So now let's consider the concept. So when the first transaction is done, when we have the stock of 20 TVs, when the person is buying only one TV, when we have the balance of 19 stock of TVs, in the same time when the another person is doing the transaction and purchasing the same TV with the two numbers, then we are left with 18. So don't you think that there is a lost issue here when we come to the stock? So when this problem is happening, what will you update here? How much will you update? Will you update the the stock, present stock as 19, or will you update the present stock as 18? Which one will we update here? So that is an issue. So when we are thinking, so let us consider that out of 20 stocks, if a person is purchasing two products, then we are left with 18. Then again this person is, again another transaction is happening with one product, with one item TV, and the balance remaining is 19. Don't you think that this is some issue happening with the one over the other? Yes. So how to overcome this lost product? So here what we have to solve is that we have to solve that when one transaction is being done, until or unless there is an update happening in the database, then until that the another transaction should be blocked. So that's what we would like to see in the output. So let's see how we have to work on it. So for that, first let me create a table. So I am creating a table here with the table name called products. So I am using the product ID as integer, and I am choosing the product name as varchar data type with 200 as my character size. I am writing the column 3 as product stock, and stock, it is a number, I am choosing it as integer. So now let me create this table. So we can see that the commands completed successfully. Now what I am doing, I am inserting the values in this products table with product ID 1 and the product as Samsung TV, and the stock of this Samsung TV are 20. Alright, so now let me insert this particular value into my product table and let me fetch the record. So when I fetch the record, we can see that product ID 1, product name is Samsung TV, and the product TV is stock is 20. Right, so now we have the stock. So now let's write how we have to solve this issue out of it. So for that, what I am doing, I am beginning a transaction and I am declaring a variable and the data type of the variable. The data type of the variable, it is integer. So now I am selecting this particular variable and assigning it to the column called product stock, and this product stock has come from which table? From products table. For the which particular column? For the product ID 1. Okay, that's what I have taken it in a select statement. Now I want to give some time for the transaction to happen, so let us take 15 seconds. Okay, So I am writing it here? I am writing delay time of 15 seconds. As you know that hours, minutes and seconds, that's what we follow. Now I am setting this variable to the again variable -1. Okay, so total stocks -1. Now I am updating the product table with the number of variables that we have to get here. Product stock -1 for which particular column? For product ID 1. That is the condition. So ultimately what I have to print in the output, I have to print what is the current stock that I have, that I would like to print it with the variable that I have considered, right? Product stock. So commit transaction is something that we save it permanently. So now what I'm trying to do, so let me execute this one. As we can see that one row is affected. Okay, one row is affected and we have product 20 stocks -1. That's where I'm getting 19 here. So now what's happening? Now let me do another, let me take another query here, and in this query what I am trying to do, I am writing the another transaction details where I have given it as an example. One is one product, when one customer is purchasing, we have 19 as a balance, and when the customer is purchasing 2 products, then 18 the balance, and the same thing I am following it up here. So for this what I am doing, I am beginning the transaction, I am again declaring the same product stock as my variable with the data type integer, and I am writing the select statement with variable. I am assigning it to the column called product stock, and this stock product column has come from the products table, and I am assigning this product for the condition for product ID 1. Now what I am trying to do, the transaction time I am delaying it for only 1 second, and I am setting this particular variable with a variable -2 products if they purchase, and I am updating the same. And in the output I would like to print the number of stocks which are available at that particular moment, and I am committing the transaction to save this. If I execute this one, let's see, we can see that 17, so we have 19. Now 19 -2, we have 17. Alright, so now see this, don't you think that there is a confusion? We have 19 here in this particular transaction and we have 17 here in this particular transaction. So which should be set up? So when this transaction is happening, this transaction should get locked. Okay, so that's what we are about to do here. So for this what I am doing, so first let's update I am writing update. What table I have to update? Products table, and I am setting the product stock column is equals to, let us consider 20. Okay, I am again setting it back to 20. So I'm executing it, one row affected. So now what I'm doing, now I have to create some setup in such a way that the repeatable transactions which should be there, that should be locked. So for that what I'm trying to do, I'm writing something called as set transaction isolation level repeatable read. Okay, this is something that I am writing it here. So now I'm just writing the same thing here as well. So now what I am trying to do, let me execute this one, and let me execute the second transaction as well at the same time. Let's see what will happen. As you can see that this particular transaction got result successfully when 20 stocks are there, and I am only using one product from that, then the balance is 19 stocks we have it here. Now if you see the second transaction which is happening, we have got one error, or what it is not an error, it is a message that the transaction is deadlocked. The transaction is locked. Transaction was deadlocked on a lock resource with another process. This is the process happening. That's where it got deadlocked and has been chosen as the deadlock victim. Okay, so it is deadlocked here, right? So what's my opinion to deliver the information here is that, so when we have this kind of scenarios, when we are facing it in a real time, there should be one transaction happening. When one transaction is happening, at the same time the second transaction should get deadlocked. Okay, so that's what we have created it here. So when these kind of situations we have it, if you don't use this kind of process that we have learned in this video, then it is very difficult that we will not get the exact result of amount what stock which is available at this particular moment in our organization or in our showroom or something, that we have to understand. So my dear viewers, in this video we have learned how we have to update the lost problem that we have it in our SQL server, And as per the same time, we have even learned how to create a table and how to insert the values in a table, which will be very much helpful to you to learn and explore. So thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.